We're making biscotti today, pumpkin biscotti. And all you need, a whisk, a spatula, and a small bowl. No mixer required. Dipping it in the coffee. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Simply Wendy, Live, Love, Bake. If you love to bake and cook, you come to the right place for recipes, tips, and techniques. So hit that subscribe button, press the notification bell, and that way you won't miss any videos. So let's get started by mixing our dry ingredients. We have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt. Come on out. And I'm going to be adding 4 teaspoons of pumpkin spice. I make my own pumpkin spice. You can buy this at the store, but it's expensive and has other stuff in there you probably don't want, like additives for freshness. So I make my own, and I have a recipe for that, and I'm going to leave it right there. So I'm going to give these dry ingredients a quick whisk to get them all combined. I'm going to set this aside, and now what I'm going to do, these are 2 eggs at room temperature. I'm going to give them a quick whisk so they get mixed up together. And to that, I'm going to be adding my pumpkin puree, which is a ½ cup. Make sure that this is pure pumpkin and not the pumpkin pie filling that already has the spices in it. It needs to be pure. Okay, go. And then I'm also going to be adding brown sugar. And that would be 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Probably should have used a bigger bowl, but we're just going to whisk this up. There we go. And add this to our bowl. And mix this all together until it's incorporated. As we mix, the mixture is going to become thick, like a dough, and that's expected. The other thing that you need to add that I didn't have on video was a 1/4 cup of vegetable or canola oil, and also 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now we're about ready to bake, and I want to kind of divide this dough as evenly as I can. One thing I'm going to do before I put this in the oven is I'm going to sprinkle the tops with some turbinado sugar. Turbinado sugar is like a brown sugar, very coarse, granulated. That'll give this some extra texture and just make it look a little nice. But you want to do this before your first bake. Here's our biscotti after 30 minutes in the oven. I'm going to allow this to cool on the baking sheet for about 10 minutes. And once the 10 minutes is up, I'm going to cut the loaves of biscotti into pieces, and I'll demonstrate that, and then we're going to bake it again. So now I've transferred one of the biscotti loaves to a cutting board, and I'm going to cut it at an angle like this with a serrated knife. I have to be careful. It's still pretty soft. You want to cut these slices about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch, like this. I'm just kind of pressing down as I go. Let me just check this out here. Flour. Flavor's amazing. Flour flavor. Now that I have all the biscotti cut up, I'm going to be transferring it to a baking sheet. You don't have to space these apart because it's done all the rising it's going to do. What we're doing now during the second bake is we're giving it that nice crunchy texture that you're used to when eating biscotti. So I'm going to put these back in the oven at 325 for about 15 to 20 minutes, turning them halfway through so that there's even browning or crunchiness on each side. Okay, so I've taken the biscotti out after baking halfway, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it over like this so it can bake on the other side. The longer you keep it in, the crispier it's going to get. And based on this, I may keep it in a little longer. I was keeping it in for a total of 15. I may keep it in for a total of 20. So it's the next day, and I have my cup of coffee and my pumpkin biscotti. Hi, and this is Sam. Hi, Sam. And there's just something about pumpkin biscotti, Sam. Dipping it in the coffee. Really good. Cheers. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment in the comments section below and share this video with your friends. I've added a link to the recipe in the description below. See you next time on Simply Wendy Live, Love, Bake.